My experiments were created using plastic pony beads and utilizing heat to create the work. The first one was under the conditions that I was attempting to place them butted up against each other with no gaps to try and create an image. I covered the pan with a ripped open oven bag and makeshift aluminium foil tie to contain the plastic fumes. The scene I created was a beach scene. I put the timer on for intervals of 5 minutes. It took about 15 minutes in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius. The bendy cake pan made it really easy to pop out once cooled down outside. The end result was really interesting because one side was matte with bubbles from the air and one side was smooth and glossy. Expanding on this experiment, I then tried to make a design but with large gaps separating the beads to see how they would spread. The timing and temperature was the same. The beads did not melt and expand out to cover the gaps and kept their image and shape quite well as seen in the intervals here. Unfortunately though, this did not work out, as with gaps it became too brittle and broke into large pieces when removing from the pan. In my second experiment, I didn't create an image but poured the beads in randomly. My aim was to see how the beads would react to reheating them twice and trying to mold it into a bowl-like shape. Once out of the oven, it dried too quickly to mold and started to crack. I tried putting it back in, but it would not heat enough without liquefying again, and I attempted to try and mold it again, but it still cooled down too quickly. So I decided on putting it over a ceramic bowl in the pan to create a mold for the shape. Put it in for another 6 minutes and it created a perfect bowl shape. Because the ceramic bowl retained heat, I had to wait a bit longer to try and take the plastic bowl off. Once cool, it came off quite easily. Upon doing this experiment, I realized that because the beads were doubled up, there was less air bubbles, and because of reheating both sides, it became glossy.